larger than life. He'll give you strife. He's Todd. He's tall, he's mean, he's labeling machine. He's Todd. Rides a motorbike, he'll tell you what it's like. He's Todd. Don't know what he'll say, he'll scare the kids away. He's Todd. He's Todd.
Hey, happy frickin' Thursday. Thanks for the tens of thousands that show up every other week, but this isn't every other week. This is this is a tweener. It's a special edition of BS with Todd. And we're going to talk about something that I normally don't talk about. It's all clean. Keep in mind, this show is meant for mature audiences, so I just want to preface that up front, just in case for liability purposes. But we're going to talk about something a little bit different. Now, we've been, in the past couple episodes, inviting other manufacturers on to talk about their products and how Brother relates to those products. This field is a completely different field. And as BS with Todd goes on, I'm sure we're going to have more guests come on that are related to this field. So for years and years, I've been representing these guys up here. All right. And, you know, we talk about things like this every week, and our laminated label system and datacom and electrical and those specific industries. And so we have been lacking for many years in another field where our competitors have been pretty damn strong. Well, there's a new sheriff in town, all right? And I'm pretty excited about this printer. And we are going to talk about safety labeling today. One of the other things I want to mention, the new shirts are in, all right? It's got some of my Toddisms on the new shirt, and I think I showed you, but I still look like Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince. So again, if you want a t-shirt, reach out to your Brother manufacturer representative or one of my team members, and we'll show you that at the end of the show. And you know, it's free t-shirt. You can't beat that, huh? So I would appreciate that if you would promote the show out there. So back to safety labeling, safety signage labeling. So typically in the past, what a lot of contractors do is they'll go out and they will purchase. In fact, let me just show you a little sample right here. They'll purchase something like this, all right? And they're available online. They're available through distribution, and they're quite expensive, all right? So what about a printer and consumables where you can print on demand at a fraction of the cost? So in order to back up my BS today, I actually brought one of my industry experts and my counterpart out of somewhere in, I think it's Wisconsin. Dan Cobb is on board today, and Dan is going to talk about, how we go to market, a little bit more about some of the pricing structure. He's going to actually show you the printer itself, and he's going to show you some samples, and I hope he's going to show you the software, because one of the biggest things that I was excited about is the ease of use of the software. Our P-Touch editor is fairly easy, but this even easier because of all the templates, and I believe Dan is going to go through all the templates in there. So we're going to talk to Dan for a few minutes, and then towards the end of the show, we'll talk about some upcoming episodes and so forth and whatnot. So Kate, begrudgingly, I ask you to turn on Dan's camera. Oh, there he is. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Just ducky. Ducky. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I got an owie on my finger. I don't know how I got that. It's not good.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know, it's how ironic it's on that particular finger.
It is on that finger. That's why I'm holding the two up for you.
Remember, this is a PG show. All right.
It is. All right. And Todd,
so anyway, Dan woke up. Dan said he woke up at 4 this morning. I don't believe a word he said. But he was trying to get everything ready for the show and get prepped for the show and get all gussied up, which, Dan, you kind of wasted your time on that one. I'm sorry. But anyway, Dan is going to run through, he's got more samples for you. He's got some software, a demonstration for you. He's going to show the printer. So, Dan, without further ado, man, the floor is yours until I give Kate one of these.
Yeah.
All right. So
anyway. Knowing you, Todd, I've got about 2 minutes, right? Is that what you're going to give me there?
Yeah. Go ahead with that. And then also towards the end, we're going to talk about, where to buy this stuff, obviously, because a brother's got to eat. And so we have to be able to sell this. So we'll talk a little bit at the end about where you can get your hands on some of this stuff. So anyway, Dan, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan Cobb.
Thank you. I was waiting for the applause. I didn't hear it quite yet, but that's all right. And thank you for calling me an industry expert. I mean, that's extremely flattering, coming from you, of course, Todd. So thank you for that. For this episode of BS with Todd, we decided to talk about some new products that we just recently launched within the last few weeks. And Todd, I don't know if you could see this or not, but I made a label specifically for you. And I made it right around 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning that I made this label. This is the type of label that we can make, or that you can make with our new label printers. Basically any kind of label design that you want, which is really exciting. Since I've been working for the company, it's been really exciting. We've been doing really, really well with our P-Touch line. And one of the things that has happened is when we get into in front of a customer, there's so many times where, of course, we have a customer has a need for the P-Touch product, but sometimes they're also asking for something a little bit wider. And this is something we've been asking for over and over again for a really, really long time now. So it's really exciting that we're going to be that we're in a position right now where we can actually offer this product to the customers and they can print their own custom signage, wide format. When I'm talking about wide format, we're talking about, up to 4-inch labels in either kind of custom format that you want, 2-inch labels and so forth. But let's take a look at the printer. This is the label printer. It's your standard thermal transfer label printer with the cutter on it, designed specifically for this type of label. With this label printer here, has that really simple one-handed feed where you can drop your label in. Also, for your uptake reel, drop it in real easy, like so. Same thing with your thermal transfer ribbon. With these label printers, and for our solution, with the label printers, you need, of course, the label printer, you need the media, and you need the software. The label printer comes, of course, with the software. The software is a downloadable software. It'll be, or I believe it is right now, downloadable on our website. You can just go to our website. So what that provides is a turnkey labeling solution at an affordable price for you. For the media, we're offering a wide range of media. So you can get your standard continuous length rolls in different colors: blue, green, yellow, red, white, basically whatever you want. And we also offer, I keep wanting to say we're going to offer, but we're offering them now, some pre-printed die cut labels on a roll. Simply take these rolls, drop them inside here along with either your black or your white media and start printing. So it's really, really nice solution. And like I said, it's a turnkey labeling solution at an affordable price. So as far as price points concerned, you can reach out to us. We can definitely provide you with pricing, or reach out to a reseller and they can provide you with pricing on that. One of the things that I wanted to do today, outside of talking about, the label printer, the different media that we have available, I keep saying it's going to be available. So I wanted to walk through the software. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so you can kind of see how simple it is to make labels. And to make labels, it's very, very simple and easy to do. There's actually some labeling assistant on here where you can click the labeling assistant, and for GHS labels or any kind of pipe marker that you're doing, it's very simple to do. It kind of takes all the guesswork out of it and makes sure that you're in compliance with what you're doing. So for example, here's a GHS label. We can start that assistant here, type in product name that we want, select search, grab that acetone, and it pulls in all the data for us. Now we just hit next. We can tell it exactly what type of media we have in there. And this is really kind of great in this design too. So now we can go into edit. Once we're in edit, now we have all of the information that we need for that GHS label. It takes all the guesswork out of it. What information do I need here? What information do I need there? It's all there. It's really easy to use. Now you can go ahead and you can edit this however you want, by moving your text around, by adding shapes, adding symbols, adding your company logo. If you want to put a barcode in here, you can drop a barcode in there. It's really, really, like I said, it's very extremely user-friendly software. And that does come free with the label printer. That's why I say it's a turnkey labeling solution. So other manufacturers, some of our competitors, they provide the label printer and then they sell the software separately. We provide the software and the label printer together in that one package. So that's how simple it is to create a GHS label. Now, if we go back home and we go back into that labeling assistant, we could take a look at the pipe markers. So in pipe markers, you basically select what type of, what color you want or what kind of chemical is flowing through the pipe. Select the diameter of the pipe. Let's do an example here of 8-inch or maybe a 10-inch. Length we have is automatic. Then the text we can put in here as anything we want to. We can just type in natural gas. And change the different arrow types to whatever arrow types we want. And we're all set. We can go ahead and print this label directly from here, or we can edit it like we did in the last label as well. So software is super easy to use, very intuitive, and it just allows you to create any kind of labels that you want. So what I really, really like about this software is how you can use these wizards and you can create your labels really, really easy. Save your labels, call them up later on, and print on demand as much as you need. What Todd was talking about before was the pre-printed label. So you'll see a lot of people right now are purchasing this type of label. I looked online earlier and I saw some very high prices on this type of label when you can actually pre-print them, or you can print them on demand as you need to, instead of purchasing 25, 50 at a time. Here you can just use the software, print the label, and you're all done. Back on this software, I want to show this too, because this is a really nice feature in this software. No, I don't want to save it. I'm going to go ahead and create a new label and kind of show how some of the features that we're used to now I have to find this label here, how some of the features that we're used to in other label printing software like P-Touch Editor, how we don't lose some of the capabilities, or like the database or any kind of barcode. So I kind of want to walk through that really quick and show you how that works. In this here, I can go ahead and create a barcode and attach this barcode to a database. So I don't have to create a barcode and then go retype something and retype something and retype something. And this will actually pull the information from the spreadsheet and create that barcode for you. So to do that, you can go right into here, create your barcode. I selected barcode. Now on the format button, hit barcode data, select the file that you want to use, import that file, and let's go here. And let's take a look at TZE tapes and select done. Now we got our spreadsheet that's loaded into the software. It's very easy to do. You just find your spreadsheet. Now here, I want to go ahead and I want to use column 5 for this. So I'm going to choose column 5. I'm going to start at record 2 instead of record 1, because record 1 is just a description here. And from there, we've got our barcode, and it's attached to our database. Now, when we go into print preview, we can see how that label changes based on whatever we're printing. You do the same exact thing for text. So let's say I want to use this barcode and I want to create, I want to add a text box to it. I can use that same exact database that's already loaded to it. Say I want the same exact thing, but I want it to come from column 1 instead. So now I'm going to take column 1, start from records and arrange 2, because again, we have that same exact spreadsheet. Select done, and here's my TZE tape, my item number, or my information from my database. It's that simple to create that label. And we can change that format, move that under here, format it any way we want. And again, when we go into print preview, we take a look at this data, you can see how that all that data changes with that label. So we've got some really great features available in this software solution for you in either pipe markers or barcodes or database and so forth. So it's an absolutely amazing solution. I think that's about all I wanted to show, Todd. Did you have any questions on any of that?
Dan, I mean, it's only 10:15.
I know. I ran through that really quickly. I don't know what's going on with me today.
So one of the things, and you've seen how easy the software is to use. It is incredibly easy. So we got to think about applications now. So we're talking about secondary GHS labels. We're talking about warning labels. We're talking about lockout tagout. Seems to be a real popular. I actually took a printer and a bunch of samples out to a customer of mine, and there's an example Dan has right now of a lockout tagout. Typically, what our customers will do is they'll go into one of our distribution reseller partners. They will buy a packet of these lockout tagouts. They'll take a Sharpie, they'll mark it up, and it just looks like hell. Now, what Dan has and what the customers really appreciated is you saw that picture of Dan on that lockout tagout. And that should be enough alone to scare anybody away. But they really love the idea of taking that employee's picture and putting it on the lockout tagout. So, from the electrical side of the fence to the safety side of the fence, but it goes into other areas too. So last episode, it was last Thursday, we had Basser on here, and Basser does cable tray, ladder rack, so forth and whatnot. So, something like this up in the ceiling on some of their cable tray, maybe with a QR code up there. Think about that. Think about, if you're doing a raised floor environment, these are pretty tough labels. They can withstand the heat and the cold. So again, it fits into every genre out there, whether it be electrical. Obviously HVAC is huge, fire is huge, but these are also things, liability. All right, as far as a CYA out there, and there's certain rules that you have to follow. But one of the things that I was talking about on a podcast last week with Chuck Bowser is that if you think it needs a label, label it. There's nothing out there that says you can't label this. All right. There are areas though where it says you have to label this. But in accordance with certain guidelines, such as the secondary GHS labels. So again, the software makes it really easy with the built-in templates to find everything that you need on the job site. And imagine you're a contractor on a job site, and typically you rely upon distribution you're buying these from distribution, all right? Nothing against that, but you're paying too much, number one. but you're also waiting on them to get you that material. So the ability to print these things on demand at a fraction of the cost is absolutely huge. And I can tell you, we did some cost comparisons versus our competitors, which shall go unnamed. And I was very surprised at the difference. So if you're currently using or looking at one of our competitors for your printing on demand safety labels, look over here too. All right. Same brother quality. We're known for offering the best in the business for the lowest cost available. And so it carries through into our safety signage division as well. As far as where to pick these things up, you know, any standard distribution partner that typically that carries brother right now currently, these are going to be available. All right. There is a number of SKUs that we have available right now. There are more coming. So you may see something out there that we currently don't have, but we can bring them in. And so it's kind of a trial and error with us as far as, you know, what are A sellers, B sellers, C sellers, so forth and whatnot. But if there's something you don't see in our lineup, ask about it. Chances are we can get that as well. So again, very easy, very simple. We have a training coming up for our distribution partners and our resellers on October 19th. So if you are one of our reseller distribution partners or manufacturer rep, please be on that. We'll send you some information. If you need more information on this, I'll give you contact information at the end of the show there. Boy, Dan, you've been busy.
I've been busy. That's another thing that we have too, Todd. I totally forgot to mention that. This will help you get these kind of products, or, you know, if you're an end user watching this right now and you're interested in taking a look at this labeling solution that we just started offering, we can get you out a sample pack of these. You can kind of take a look at some of these samples. And if you're one of our resellers or you're working for one of our resellers, we can get you some of these samples as well. So to share with your customers, of course.
I tell you, Dan, that now that you mentioned that, one of the things that my customer in Arizona was really excited about was the ability to print on magnetic tape. Yes, magnetic. He wanted to put some, well, personally, some political stuff on the rear of his car. Now, what you put on these things, I don't care. Just buy the material. But again, we do have the ability, like I said, we do have the ability to print on magnetic strips up to 4-inch wide. That's pretty cool. In fact, I think I have some samples here.
I've printed some myself too. It's really good. It works well.
It does work well. So again, this is our new safety signage offering that we have right now. The printers are available. Reach out to either one of us or your distribution partners for pricing on the actual printer. And then it really is up to you whether you want to go with a template like this, what do you call it, Dan?
The pre-printed signage? Like
yeah, that pre-printed stuff. All right. So you have a couple of options. Dan's showing you a sample of it now, or you can go continuous as well. So again, it all depends on what you want to print out in the field. So Dan, you know, we're kind of on time right now. Here, there's an example of some of the blue. And again, now the option, keep in mind, is that you have two color options to print on that blue, or let's say the green. You have the black option and you have the white option. All right. So again, you have that color combination available. So if you have any questions, comments, and concerns on the new product, again, I'm going to run all the contact information at the end of the show. But Dan, do you have anything else that you may have forgotten during your babbling?
Yeah, I know. I started babbling and I got a little lost there. It happens every now and again. That's what happens when you wake up super early in the morning. Next time I won't set my alarm so early and I'll sleep in. But no, Todd, what you were talking about with like the lockout tag. Lockout tag is a non-adhesive label that's going to go inside there. Everything already around here is already pre-printed. You can just populate the data that's inside there. With that, all the other solutions that you can offer with GHS labeling and Everything else is right there, and it's super easy to do. And I think that's why I ran through it so quickly today, is because it is that easy to do that. I thought, I'd be on here for a little while and you'd be cutting me short, but no, it's that simple that 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 it doesn't take any time at all.
Listen, there's a new slogan for everyone out there. If Dan can do it, anybody can do it.
I don't know about that.
Anyway, so Dan, listen, I appreciate you getting up early, all right? Because the boss is watching. I know.
You told me.
But anyway, I appreciate you getting up early, and thank you for running through the gamut of the new offering. If you have any questions, again, reach out to Dan and myself. We'll go through the contacts at the end of this. So with that being said, I think we're going to roll kind of what's coming up and then the contact information for everybody. So next Thursday, and I'm not used to doing this back to back to back stuff because it really does take me almost a full week to prep for this show, boss. So anyway, but we're going to do it. We're going to make this happen. So next week, we've got Rxl in the house, Rxl Metals. And we're going to talk about what they have to offer. We had Basser last week. They specialize in the cable tray and the overhead. Rxl goes into some of the racks, the cabinetry, zone containment systems. But again, we're going to incorporate 606C, something on that note. So just to let you know, I have a new friend of mine on LinkedIn. His name is Jonathan Jew, and he actually sits on the board. EIA, TIA, ANSI, all that stuff. And he told me that 606D is here. And there's not a whole lot of changes. So one of the things that we'll do here in the near future, when I get an opening, is we're going to talk about 606D and the differences between 606C and 606D. We're going to do that as well. The other topic that I want to talk about at some point is Brother has a new app right now called the Pro Label Tool. And it's on Android right now, soon to be released on iOS. And I've been playing around with it. I think I showed you my burner phone that I got on the last episode. But one of the coolest things I found about this is you can import a database directly into the app itself, all right, and then attach that database to a label. So that's pretty cool. The other thing is that you can serialize on the actual app. And once that job is serialized, you hit the print button. So again, I'm going to get a little more familiar with it. I'm almost there, but it looks pretty damn cool. So we're going to talk about that on future episodes. But anyway, going back to Rxl. Rxl in the house next week. On November 4th, we got softing. So we are going to partner up with another testing and certification company based upon our iLincoln label. It's kind of an open forum out there. And so far, we've got AEM. We have Trend Networks. We have softing coming up. And then on the 18th, we've got CPI. CPI has been around forever. And we're going to talk about, again, the standards 606D, all right, after I learn them, 606D and how that's associated with metals, racks, cabinets, so forth and whatnot. After that, I'll let you know we got a couple of more coming up. I've got Sunbird coming up. Sunbird is a DSIM software. This stuff is incredible. And we have the ability to pull that information from their database. Let's say you're building a data center and you've got all your assets on their software. You can actually pull that, and then through our iLincoln label, you can load our printers with it. So that's very, very cool stuff. So the partnership things are starting to really roll, and it's an exciting time here at Brother. So that's what we have coming up on future episodes. As far as how to contact the team, again, I'm out here in northern San Diego. It's freezing in my little office here. It's 62 degrees. All right. So anyway, it's not the typical Southern California I'm used to. There's my phone number, my email. If you have any questions, you got Mr. Jamie Brookover In Virginia Beach, you got Mr. Dan Cobb. Thank you, Dan, again for coming on board. He's somewhere in Wisconsin. Mr. Bruce Page is in Marblehead, Massachusetts. I think I got that right, Bruce, didn't I? I think I actually got it. It took me 30 episodes, but I think I actually got that right. Mr. Rob Dawkins is out of North Carolina. And then our glorious leader, Mr. Craig Robinson, is in the Sarasota, Bradenton area. So if you got any questions on the CSS, please reach out to us or your brother manufacturer rep. And we'd be glad to send you some samples out. We'd be glad to get on a Zoom and talk about it and show you the software live. This Zoom and Teams and whatever. It's a very powerful tool because we can show you and go through the software and the applications with you. So if you want to set something up, or if you're a brother manufacturer representative or one of my distribution partners watching the show today, please reach out and let us know. Gosh, with that being said, 10:30, perfect. Nailed it. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to see you next week. And well, I can't say that bat channel stuff, right? I'll get in trouble. But anyway, 10 a.m. Pacific next Thursday. Everyone's going to be inundated on LinkedIn again. Stay tuned for the Instagram stuff. We'll have news on the Instagram stuff coming up. This whole BS with Todd thing is blowing up. And again, thanks to the hundreds of thousands of individuals who regularly watch this show. We really do appreciate it. With that being said, I'm going to bid you a great rest of the week. And I look forward to seeing you next Thursday. Thank you very much.